power comes great responsibility. Who recognizes that? For anyone in the audience who's never heard of Spider-Man before, I greatly advise you to leave the room now and go find out. Anyway, there's a reason why I brought him up. He's a teenager, I'm a teenager. It makes a pretty good comparison. Let's see. We're both dealing with the hardships of school. We're both awkward, both stressed, and we're both trying to figure out who we are. That actually fits most people in this room, and it's probably why he's the most popular superhero of all time. But here's what's interesting. Spider-Man exists in a genre which has completely dominated culture. Superhero films are everywhere, and everyone should be able to name at least 3 heroes out of the blue. When I was younger, I used to think they were awesome. I still do, but at first it was because of their powers. Flying, super strength, absolute speed. But the older I get, the more I realize that we admire them for something else. Something which they all have in common. It doesn't matter whether you're a typical goodie or an anti-hero. They all care. Whether it's about people, about responsibility, about doing the right thing, even with risks. We're surrounded by this concept. However, it's the one trait we're starting to lose. We look at superheroes and find them inspirational, but why? So now I reveal to you the slightly horrifying truth. Caring is the new cool. Now, before I go into what that entails, we must go back in time to the history of cool, starting with the fundamental need of belonging. The thing that separates us humans from other species, well, apart from the ability to think and communicate, is the power to come together and solve common problems. And as cavemen, that wasn't optional. Fitting in and working together wasn't optional. In fact, being excluded from your group meant certain death, which is why we humans are so deeply wired to the fear of rejection. According to the Oxford Dictionary, insecurity can be defined in 2 ways. 1, the uncertainty or anxiety about oneself, lack of confidence. And 2, the state of being open to danger or threat, lack of danger. Both definitions matter. See, without group acceptance, you had neither confidence nor safety. And that threat, that fear, hasn't disappeared. In fact, it has transformed and adapted to modern situations. So humans evolved to seek acceptance, approval, and status. And over time, that desire has transformed into something else: coolness. But here's the irony. Superheroes don't fit in. They stand out. They risk rejection and care. However, we've misunderstood all of this, and caring is seen as embarrassing instead of powerful. When we think of cool, we think of words like detached, reckless, rebellious. And I think Gwendolyn Brooks' poem, We Real Cool, captures that perfectly. This pool player's 7 at the golden shovel. We real cool. We left school. We lurk late. We strike straight. We sing sin. We thin gin. We jazz June. We die soon. This poem presents coolness as destructive, which it can be, but completely ignores the other traits: individuality, authenticity, and purpose, which, by the way, are the same ones that we celebrate in superheroes. Now, many of us spend time on social media with lightning-quick trends that disappear faster than they're made. And it's very easy to fall into a rabbit hole of chasing what's popular. Teenagers especially are so inclined to follow trends for group acceptance, often changing their own individual interests for more likable ones. What to wear, what to eat, what to listen to, and it can be very draining. Many teenagers report how exhausting it is to keep up. It was once fun, but now it's stressful, which is why it's time to step out the race and keep up with something more stable, something that's stuck. The question is no longer whether to care, but what to care about. because it's clear that these trends don't give you an identity, but borrow one. So when they die out, so does that version of you. Superhero stuck. It doesn't matter whether Gotham's at its worst or Metropolis turns on Superman. I'm not asking you to go out and start fighting crime and saving cities, but what you can do is something just as powerful. You can find the things that interest you, that excite you. Arts, sports, science, not because everyone rejects a specific hobby and makes you unpopular, but because they matter to you. Not everyone will change, but you can. Your superpower isn't being liked by everyone and following line order, but caring enough about something that matters to you. So stop draining yourself and following social media. Stop depending on it. Go listen to that song whether it trended once before. Go watch that film. Go play that game and wear what you want. Things are going to keep going in and out of style. And your power is your individuality. So now I present to you the comforting truth. Caring is the new cool. Thank you.